TikOM writes about the space of trust. Perfect space of trust. The concepts of perfection and trust, both words that evoke an uncertain feeling of ultimate doubt about their true value. For what could truly be perfect? What could truly be trustworthy? We know the system, we know the logic of society, we know ourselves. We know that in perfect trust, contradictions cannot exist. Nevertheless, our clear ultimate goal on the path of our existence is absolute trust in the earth, in creation, in the unity of the universes. Buddhism and many other truthful schools of religious philosophy show the path, which is so excellently described in Buddhism. It leads to reality through self-love, mindfulness, and compassion. And whoever internalizes this matter, assured of such help from love, moves closer to this state of all-encompassing trust. We recognize it as the goal. It may take a lifetime or more until the soul remembers the love it embodies. Those who have internalized this path strive to experience this trust in themselves, in creation, in true reality. Each day, they must internalize, in relation to themselves, this goodness of complete and more than justified trust in the love of creation. Just as the monk sweeps the cloister corridors each day, so it is necessary to focus one's mind on clarity each morning. The path often seems enigmatic, full of suffering. The ego-driven aspect of the mind is constantly, with the utmost effort, rolling sharp-edged rocks into the path of those striving for enlightenment. Here, mindfulness is our saving tool. The method, the goal, is to surrender the guidance to the love of creation with the greatest possible degree of trust. This is by no means about lethargy. It is not inactivity, not giving up in the conventional sense. Rather, what is being spoken of here is this paramount letting go of old burdens. This trust in divine guidance means eradicating all ifs, woulds, coulds, shoulds, and subjunctive moods. It is about right speech, about one's personal, internalized personality, one that lives the teachings of the Buddha. She trusts with all her might in the love of creation. One winter evening, the ice-encrusted fir curtain in front of the hermitage of the ancient, venerable monk Han, who meditated and lived in a small cave in the mountains, was gently pushed aside. In the soft flicker of the small fire, monk Han glimpsed the bearded face of a friend, the abbot of a distant monastery. Their friendship had lasted since childhood, and they had walked the same path, albeit in different ways. Invitingly, after the unexpected nighttime visitor had removed his heavy fur coat, the host pointed to the empty space by the hearth and, with a silent smile, offered a cup of steaming herbal tea. For a while, the two old men sat silently, each observing the other's features, their eyes. Finally, they broke into liberating laughter, patted each other on the shoulder, and embraced over the small embers. Finally Han said, skipping any unnecessary preamble, "It's been a long journey, leading you through the mountains in this cold to reach me. I'm eager to hear from you. What is your purpose, esteemed abbot?" The elderly, almost white-haired abbot sighed deeply, while the monk Han, his hands folded, remained in the lotus position, his eyes half-closed, focused, attentive. Long seconds passed. Finally, the abbot's voice. "My dear Han, during long nights, I have come to the conclusion that I cannot achieve complete, all-encompassing trust in the love of creation." He looked imploringly at the silent Han. "Only you know the extent to which I have striven over the past decades. I walk the path of Buddha through and through. Yet, when I offer him my complete, absolute trust, I clearly feel that in some way, a small part of that trust remains untouched. It refuses to be given. My dear Han, in long nights, I have come to the conclusion that I cannot achieve complete, all-encompassing trust in the love of creation. Han nodded thoughtfully, took a small sip, and grasped the teacup with both hands. My dear friend, everything, except love, manifests itself in partitions, pieced together, one conditional on the other. Only love is true emptiness, everything else requires an impulse. It needs a trigger, a reason, even the smallest part of its opposite, to push it into perceiving reality. True purity is indeed invisible. The absolute truth, the ultimate revelation, is not to be found in this world. Seeing, it remains with the experiencing mind, even when it leaves its body. Only entering into perfect, actual, absolute freedom, the union with the unconditional love of all universes, which is tantamount to oneness with creation in natural form, is ultimate reality, allows it to be truly known. This is not possible with physical perception. What humankind is capable of, however, is to approach this enigma intimately, that is to say, to live according to the Buddha's principles, spiritualizing the body as an illusion, as a part of all forms of the self. This is nirvana, as it can be perceived. To realize it on earth. This is the path treaded by countless spirits, the path proclaimed by the great masters, the path traversed by the exalted spirit to the essence of existence. Even though the perfect meaning of the Buddha's path is readily apparent, and his teachings are very clear and simple, only a few are destined to find true enlightenment on earth, in the historical dimension of Buddhism. You, seeker, dear abbot, say that a final feeling of all-pervading trust remains denied to you. It's as if that last spark of trust in the love of creation cannot reach me. I cannot feel it in my heart. I surrender everything, let go of everything, yet it seems that a tiny piece cannot be included. Master Han listened attentively and nodded. We live in a world of contradictory illusions. Someone who feels anger, greed, lack, always needs a goal, a reason. There must be something they are angry about, something they desire, however insignificant. A sheet of paper marked with a black dot can no longer be called white. Master Han listened attentively and nodded. The opposite of what we do is reflected in reality. If there were nothing to fear, we would have no fear. If there were no attacker, I wouldn't have to defend myself. But the greedy, the angry, they need a sounding board. Greed, anger, must encounter something on which to manifest itself. That is the nature of dualistic being. Love, care, and mindfulness also require a trigger. There always seems to be something out of balance, necessitating intervention. And here, Abbot, listen to the answer. If you had unconditional trust to the very end, you would no longer exist here. No one could see you anymore. That tiny bit of distrust that you feel is the hook that holds you in so-called reality. Accept it, embrace it as a tool, as an instrument. Lovingly embrace this tiny bit of distrust within your everything. It reminds you every second of what you truly are, God at the center. If you like this text, please recommend it to your best friend. Give it a like and be blessed.